Good afternoon today at the VIV trade show in Utrecht in the Netherlands. Today we've got the chairman of the International Egg Commission, Mr. Suresh Chitturi, who's sitting next to me, and he's visiting the show in order to, of course, meet with many people, and also is willing to have an interview and to tell about the International Egg Commission. So welcome.
Thanks, Ed. Thanks for having me.
The International Egg Commission. Tell me a bit about it. What kind of organization is the IEC?
Yeah, so the IEC, the International Egg Commission, is now about a little over 60 years. Since it's been started, has about members from 80 countries around the world. We primarily represent
80 countries.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we primarily
how many members have you got?
So today about 500.
500.
The ambition is to get to 5,000 in the next 10 years.
Okay.
I mean, there are about 2 million egg farmers in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So potentially every one of them has to be can be a member of this.
Okay, exactly. Who primarily are the current members? What kind of members are they?
So today it's the major producers from the developing world.
Mm-hmm.
A few. I would say the skew is still pretty much with the Europeans, the Americans, the Canadians. They make a bulk of the members, but membership is increasing from outside, from Asia especially. Although Asia accounts for 50% of the eggs, membership is not 50%, or I would say probably around 15-20% right now, 15% maybe.
Okay.
So that's where we want to expand into in future.
It's also breeding companies who are members.
Breeding, all the equipment, almost everybody here who you see these 2 days, 3 days, most of the big guys are all members.
All related to the egg production, global egg production.
Egg production, egg processing.
Okay.
Those are the two these things. So again, primarily for the producers.
Yeah.
But everybody involved in the industry is part of it. The pharma guys, the vaccine guys, the equipment guys.
Okay. What are the objectives of IEC in general?
So it started out, I would say, when it started out, it was more like a place for people to meet and discuss issues and all that. And we have evolved over time. I would say now we are more looking at how do we represent egg and the opportunities around eggs and all that. And of course, the main thing used to be the two conferences we had, one in April and one in September. So that was the this thing where we used to have, almost before COVID, we used to have about 500 people attending it.
Then you meet with the members either here in Europe or somewhere else.
Yeah. So we used to take it around. It used to at some point. When I first came in which was 26, 27 years back, it was also a good, in those days, because of how India's situation was, and it was also an opportunity for a holiday. So we always had a week before or after, they used to arrange that people could go around and see the country, which we don't do anymore because the crowds are much bigger now, so it's not so easy.
You're an egg producer yourself.
Yeah. So we
just eggs or
in chicken. We are in chicken. We are in feed processing. We are in soya processing.
Okay.
So literally everything in chicken
we
are doing.
Portfolio. And in eggs.
In eggs,
yes.
Yeah. But eggs is where our connection with the world. I guess our business started. We started in 1965. So with a small egg farm, and we built the industry in the country in India. So very passionate about what eggs can do and what eggs the impact they have.
Yeah. What is the impact of the egg?
So. I don't know. I mean, you must be reading the data coming now about the goodness of egg and all that. Is every week there's something new coming about how eggs make a huge impact in people's health. And again, to give you a few statistics, again talking about India, but every egg eaten more ad means 35,000 new jobs. Every egg per capita in India.
1 egg per
capita increase means 35,000 new jobs are created. So that's one part. to the health of children. One of the states in India introduced eggs in the midday meal to children in school, and they've seen the performance go up 15%. I mean, they're tested, right? So the 15% absenteeism has gone down to zero because children are not falling sick. Their heights have gone up, and most important,
The heights which have gone up.
of the children,
Oh yeah,
the
yes,
growth
yes,
has
yes,
shot up,
yeah.
and then they have seen that the attention, the mental attention of the children is actually completely altered. And I said, how do you measure that? They said the
Yeah.
teachers are clearly seeing children participating in the class, which they never used to before. Before, when the teacher was talking to the children, they were just like with blank
They
faces.
didn't catch it.
Yeah, but now they're asking questions, they're participating. So, and then the government came back and said, that's it,
But is that just related to the egg?
yeah, and they were like, this is the cheapest and bestest investment we made in public health. And so they took it to 5 eggs a week from where they were giving like 1 egg alternate day. Now they are almost giving one a day. And so on the sustainability side, the eggs have one of the best profile on sustainability. I think, which is again a critical thing as we go forward. And with the new ideas coming in and the new ways of doing things coming in, I think we will get to net zero by 2050, and that's what we have signed up to. And there are many new ideas which the industry is working on. So I think exciting times.
I guess so. You are mainly focusing on professional egg production, right?
No, not necessarily. No,
Not necessarily.
No.
No?
It's I
But-
don't know how good we would be at for people who want to have 10 chickens and 20 chickens. That's probably not where we are going.
No.
But anybody with a few thousand, can be a member. We have those membership categories which are very, very easy to get into. And we have also digitalized most of our content now. So no more paper. Everybody gets all the information on the website now.
Yeah.
The statistics and everything is now digitally available. We have stopped sending out paper so it's
Okay.
so we are encouraging memberships in different manners, right? It could be cooperatives, it could be individual farmers, of course, large companies.
But also smaller sized farmers will be. You're focusing on that in order to at least increase egg production worldwide.
Yeah.
Also in countries like Africa, or in regions like Africa, continent like Africa. I mean, it is a poor country. A poor
So there we have through the International Egg Foundation, we are doing a couple of projects there now, and where we're also then teaching them, taking them, conducting egg schools where we can teach them about production issues and regularly. And these are things that we will, as part of our Vision 365 ad, we will increase more of these programs where we are going to reach out to people and teach them on how to manage chickens, how maybe they can start farms and all that, and also talk to countries on what policies they can have that helps them, and also teach them what worked in a different country. Maybe you would want to adapt that.
Yeah.
So these are some of the things that we will be doing. Yeah.
Do you also disseminate ideas about new housings or the housing systems here in Europe, according to the legislation that is available here, or that is the current legislation that doesn't hold true in Asia and in Africa and North America? There's some kind of an awareness about bird welfare. Do you also focus on those kind of things?
So we are not taking any sides in this, right?
No.
It's whatever the country decides is the format they want to follow, or the company or the individual farmer decides. That's their choice. And within that, whatever they need, we'll provide to them. That like Europe wants to go cage free. That's what it is. We are not into
you're not interfering in that.
That is not this thing. And
No.
at the same time, what we are saying is that is an individual, that's a choice of the nation and maybe the farmer. and that should be left there. And based on whatever they decide, then what is the best they can do there is where we are interested in.
Yeah. And your main objective is to promote the value of the egg.
Yeah. And yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And because I don't know if you saw ad, there was just a study from China where they were saying people are eating an egg a day.
Yeah.
In fact, it helps them really a lot in their heart conditions, and which is like great news. I mean, coming from 1980s where they say it was bad for your heart, which they're now actually saying it's actually good for your heart because of some of the amino acids and all that really help people deal with that.
It's the other way around.
Yeah, it's actually the other way around. And on my own personal experience, I lost about 30 kilos in the last. I mean, it's been some time now since, but I started it in 2019.
I can't remember.
So 2019, and not only that, my triglycerides, my HDL, my LDL, everything has been so positively impacted. And one of the things that helps me a lot is 4 eggs a day. That's it.
4 eggs a day.
4 whole eggs a day. And not only me, friends of mine have been diabetic for 20 years, are off insulin now. Of course, it's a part of a bigger program, not very complicated. But the point is, and eggs play a phenomenal role there. And why people like that is because it's easy to consume various ways. It's not like just this thing.
You can easily store it.
And very easily stored. And especially in COVID times, what happened is many of these families which were under lockdown or something, for them to get food to feed at least themselves minimum, right? Because if you were storing for 2 weeks, you couldn't get a lot of stuff and put them in the house, right? You needed something. So eggs played a great role for them because the package and the density of nutrients in that, people were like, 2 eggs a day to our children, at least we know the basics are taken care of.
Yeah.
We're not worried that our children are not getting the right nutrition. Whereas the same with milk would have meant half a liter of milk. So which was not so easy for them to store it and all that, right? So I think so that has been very positive.
Okay. Well, excellent.
Yeah.
So the idea is at least to every world citizen have 1 egg a day?
Yeah. I think that's the idea, and also then encourage the industry to look at different solutions and other opportunities like snacking, right? And there are so many things that we can do today. And like I make bread now at home only with egg white, so there's no carbs. It's quite easy. You can make it with that, and we are making snacks now, like chips. Mostly with egg.
Okay.
So we are increasing the protein percentage 10 times. So these are some of the things that others are also doing, right? I mean, in US, they launched a wrap with egg white, a big hit. So no more, a tortilla wrap only with egg white. There's no carbs in it.
No.
So I think these are some of the other things that I'm asking the players to start looking at in the different parts of the world.
Yeah.
Because once that starts getting into it, right, and people start a healthy snackification habit, instead of telling people to stop eating, right, or being healthy and all that, I think we have to provide them the solutions for that. And I think that's where I think eggs have a phenomenal opportunity.
Okay, plenty of opportunities.
Huge.
I guess.
Yeah.
With the superb value of the egg.
Yeah. And I think now the science is very clear, and I know sometimes people have a certain tendency to say that, certain people were doing. But I think the science of 1980s was very different from the science of today.
Absolutely.
And with today's knowledge, it's quite clear that saturated fat is not what it's been made out to be. In fact, the recommendation to not eat saturated fat is what actually messed up the whole world's health. The world is fatter and more obese today because of that one big recommendation.
Yeah.
So, but then it's been there, it's quite popular, and we have to fight that.
Okay.
And I think that's when the opportunity comes, right? And, but I think it's a communication job more than anything today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brilliant role for the IEC.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you for the interview.
Thank you, Ad.
Thank you
very much. Thank you very much.